And it's so funny him saying, Bowen saying when he was in America and he's looking at this and the reason we don't have it is because of, bad policies back home. Well, he
what
said
would Chris Bowen know about bad policy?
But he said that in September 2022. Now, by September 2022, how long had the Albanese government been in power? I mean, they got elected in May, didn't they, right? You were in power, mate, when you said that. You could have changed the policy over. Oh, the bad policies back home.
Good things take time, Caleb.
They're your policies, buddy. And we should note as well that it's not Ford that is bringing this vehicle to Australia.
No.
It's a third-party importer. Because clearly Ford knows that there's no market for it here. It's not a competitive market for an electric ute.
Well, Ford have lost billions of dollars on their EV enterprise.
Yeah, of course. So why would you bring the vehicle to Australia? It's got nothing to do with emissions targets. They just know they won't sell them. So someone else has just gone, well, surely there's some dumbass out there who's willing to pay $250K. By the way, if you trick it all the way up and get all the extras, it's $280K. The base model is about $225. It's $250 if you want it to actually have some range, and $280 if you put all the extras on top. I cannot think of a better vehicle to purchase. Hey?
And by the way, if you do buy one of these, just make sure it doesn't explode like one did very recently. I believe it was just last night on the Sunshine Coast.
No.
So keep an eye on it when you just park it in your garage. Maybe have, I don't know, a CCTV camera or an alarm that's going to go off on your keychain if and when the thing does explode, because that does happen and there's no guaranteeing it won't happen to your $250,000 Ford EV.
Before you go on, I got to tell you about this fire. The fire started at 10:55 p.m. It took firemen almost 2 hours to put out this fire. It started in the shed. They were recharging the car overnight, right?
Of course, yeah.
So the car combusted, that the shed caught fire. It took firemen 2 hours to put it out. Then the fireman left and it caught fire again at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. That's the problem with these lithium batteries, right? So as you said, it's a lot of money for a fire in your shed.
I reckon that I was reading recently there's a lot of consternation at the moment about the price of firewood. It's really expensive. Who needs firewood when you can get your hands on an electric vehicle? It'll keep you moving. It'll keep you warm during winter. But when you mentioned also all those people lined up, those images we saw over Easter, right? That was in Keith in South Australia. Yes. And there was this trend a few years ago for slow travel. Remember that? They started making like television programs of just like, without much noise, just trains travelling slowly across the country. Also, we can have slow travel. You can just do it in an electric vehicle because it will take you 9 hours to take a short trip.